Hey everyone, we're going to talk a little bit about something, and we're going to address some of the concerns I think you guys have in the community. And we're going to start with talking about why people spend on this game, and it's going to actually hopefully, geez, a lot of adverbs there, define why the game feels bad right now. Okay, so realistically, the game puts these bottlenecks in here on purpose. They're not by accident. When they say that behind the scenes they haven't increased the availability of certain items, fountain ability, whatever word you want to call it, boundless, we'll call it availability because that's in my lexicon. I don't have yours. Let's just go into the very specific things that happen. Competing resources, building up teams quickly, all these things are making you choose certain actions. Right now, I'm in the point here where I'm building up my Infinity Watch and prepping for Adam Warlock. So let's talk about some of the things that I personally am stumbling upon as far as fountain ability. I'm using their word. They got me. All right, well, there you go. I'm officially brainwashed, guys. Availability, and we'll go into specifics. All right, so first things first. We're going to talk about what happens at the end game. A lot is going to be, focus catalysts here. This is something that a lot of characters use because it's something that in the top levels, G14, G15, you'll see a lot of characters, it starts mattering more. That focus and resistance is on a lot of the top tier characters because we're relying on them to provide their debuff, so it's built into their kits. Next thing is going to be SBCs. You'll see I need SBCs in a couple of the characters. It's the reason why I don't have Phyla G15. I'm waiting on one piece, but I can choose the SBCs. Or I can go in here and have the same problem. You'll see I've got Damage Cats I'm waiting on, SBCs I'm waiting on, all these different pieces of the puzzle. And so this is like the worst thing you can do to your roster. Oh, and we're not even going to talk about ISO Blue. Artificial scarcity is their business model. And the problem with that is the free-to-play are tripping over it, trying to race to the end game. It is important to understand the value of patience if you're free to play. Because the fact that you want something is they're specifically trying to do something called convergence. They want you to convert and spend. Everybody who downloaded this game for the first time started off free to play. Until you invested your first dollar in this game, you were free to play. And what enticed you was probably like, oh, that's 1,000 cores for 99 cents. That's a great deal. I can use that to catch up. Oh, look at these premium orbs. I can build up my roster to start competing towards the end game. Or you're in the arena and losing to certain mechanics. All these things are why people spend. It's why there are multiple types of scenarios where you're facing other people that either spend or don't spend. RTA is actually real-time advertising. Okay? RTA doesn't stand for real-time arena, it stands for real-time advertising. When you're going into real-time RTA, you're facing the latest and greatest teams, and it's not by accident. If you think that every single time you face Axemen or Shadowlands or these other teams and you're like, oh man, wow, these guys are spending to win. I wish I had that team. They could pretend it's anything else than that. It is literally real-time advertising. It's showcasing you what you don't have, making you want it. And so I'm going to burst that illusion right there. This will never be a great game mode because they don't care. You want to know how they don't care? I don't know. We're 6 months into complaining about it, and it still sucks. But we've adapted and overcome. And so every single time that I go in here and I don't give that player a turn, they're deciding whether or not they're going to spend in this game. It is a real thing. So the idea that this game is suddenly worse than it ever has been, well, I think we're probably naive about the actual state of the game when it comes down to certain factors. The idea that this meta shift has never happened before in the game. I made a video, guys. I'll put that video in the comment. You guys can go back at the release calendar and see that this meta shift is actually part of their business model and is the reason why we're here right now. And so this poor guy got one turn, and this is literally making him either want to quit the game or buy the characters that he just saw facing. That's advertising for them. They designed it that way. No matter what feedback we give to them, this is literally their way of showcasing another PvP mode, making us want to build larger rosters. Okay, that's what it's there for. Oh, and to also sell us, one of the 2 battle passes in this game. However, I will tell you, I went around and I did a little bit of science. I went and I did 100 of the top 100 hero collectors in other games, and I played them, including some gotchas. I played them for 3 hours, determined how many battle passes were available in the game, how fast you could progress if you paid. Some of them I tried, some of them I didn't. There's going to be a whole nother video series coming out where we're going to examine Marvel Strike Force versus the rest of the hero collectors, because I think we're naive if we compare it to other games. Is this game better than Star Wars Galaxy Heroes? I haven't played it long enough to know, but I will tell you that in this game, especially right now, 3 stars, 0 reds are outperforming a lot of the older characters. And while that feels bad, that's literally a catch-up mechanic. They're going to give you Moondragon just for participating in Blitz. Phyla-Vell is available from the campaign event, which, while not always great for new players, there's tons of great stuff in that orb. They're going to be able to get a character for relatively low end participation. This 4-piece combo is going to get a lot done in a lot of different game modes. We've been asking for catch-up mechanics. We've been asking for these things, and we sort of got them. And you have to realize this. Every single time we ask for something, Scopely's going to give it to us, but they're going to find a new way to make us want to spend. And bottlenecks are the way that entice us to want to spend. They're not going away. They're not. Red stars are not going away. Red stars on purpose. They are literally designed to prevent you from having agency over your roster, to rely on RNG. And for those of you who are experiencing weird spikes in RNG, I don't know what to tell you. They could have changed something when they added the dark promotion credits. That feels differently. It's been a little bit different since that's been added. I don't know, but I've gone back to my old ways. I tried a patch and a half of not doing it, and I'm back to my old ways, and I've gotten 6 red stars on all the characters here. That being said, I get it. My biggest problem with this game is we are at the point of the unknown. And the reason why we're at the point of the unknown comes down to one major factor. If you're free to play in this game, there's something brand new happening to you, and it is a new convergence method, and we need to address it. Okay? The fact that Proxima is locked behind a strike pass has been a brand new acquisition method for a character required for a legendary progression. And that in of itself is the worst experience, because it's uncharted territory. We don't know when she's going to become farmable or fountainable or available. And they're trying to convert more people into spenders. First time you open your wallet will likely not be the last time you open your wallet, as you feel impulse to do it to progress each time you do so. That compiled with the gear requirements and the ISO requirements in the raid and the Doom raid, they are trying to extract a heavy toll in the form of currency and money and time from us, the likes of which we haven't seen before. The fact that they're telling us that there's something in the works and there's nothing in the works, and a lot of us have already adapted through it, well, that's a feels bad. And more importantly, when a character's red stars are broken for 17 minutes and the solution is over 24 hours, we're playing without the benefit, and many people are buying red stars to make up for the ones that they had saved. I don't think it's by accident anymore. Because if it was, you should have fixed it by now. Anyway, I do things so you don't have to. And I'm trying to have fun with this game because we have to figure out how to navigate this. But I will tell you, don't miss out on this team if you... And it isn't as bad as we think it is, but we'll teach you how to beat it. Hold tight.